for those who are planting or leading worship communities or plants in Cultivate, we have drawn up 5 marks of the worship community, 5 marks of that worship community should aspire to and are working towards. And these 5 marks are what I call defining marks and developmental marks. They are defining marks because brutally you can't be a worship community without them. We use them to form a definition of a full and a mature worship community. They are defining marks, but they're also developmental marks. They are marks that we use to identify areas of intervention and growth in our community, things that we need to develop and grow. And these 5 marks won't be a surprise to anybody, I hope. They are community, a discipleship, worship, leadership, and mission. And in order to do justice to all these 5, we would need to spend all our time from now until the rapture working it out. We haven't got that time. I'm just going to give 3 quick points about these 5 marks, and here they are. First one is attend to them. I would urge you to attend to all of these 5 marks. If your plant, your worship community is mature and secure in all these 5 marks, it will be healthy, it will be powerful, it will be effective in the kingdom of God. But none of them happen naturally without intention, without focus. They will require your attention. They will be a particular focus of your leadership. Second point, balance them. Don't become imbalanced. There are worship communities, and you might be part of one, you might even be leading one, that demonstrate 1 or 2 of these very effectively, but ignore or downplay the others. And much of this has to do with the nature of the leader, of course. If you are an apostolic or evangelistic leader like me, then you might well highlight the missional parts of this and downplay the discipleship community marks. Or if you're naturally pastoral, you might focus on the community and possibly discipleship and ignore missional. You can help this, of course, by gathering a leadership team that has a whole spread of gifts. Of course, that is very useful. But you can also help this by ensuring that you keep your 5 marks always in view, and you grow those marks that you're are particularly weaker in or less passionate about. And we have one way that we'll show you in a minute that will help you do that. So attend to them, balance them, and finally, third thing, audit them. The best way to ensure that you are attending to and focusing on all these 5 marks, that you don't become imbalanced, is that you do a regular review, a regular audit of your 5 marks. Question them, audit them, see where you are strong and where you need attention, and then do something about it, work on it, seek to grow and develop them. And to help you do that, to help you attend to the sort of 5 marks, all of them, as well as everything else that we've spoken about in the last sort of few principles, we have developed a review called the Pyramid Review. It's a tool which is meant to enable leaders and leadership teams to know what they are aspiring to do a sort of audit review of what's going on in their team, in their community, and then do a action plan to see how they grow and develop. It's very simple. And it's called Pyramid Review because it's got a 1 and a 3 and a 5. And these reflect everything that we have been talking about in the last few principles, because the 3 parts of this review are about purpose, or more accurately missional vision, about planning and priorities. And I've done many of these reviews, both with new plants and with established plants and with fairly traditional churches. And to my surprise, it needed a bit of variation, but all of them worked very similarly. And very, very briefly, this is how it works. Once the leadership team has gathered, and once I've introduced a review, then the pattern is very simple. Each of those 3 stages, I start by giving a 5-minute intro to it, and giving 4 or 5 reasons why it's so vital. Why is it vital to have missional vision? Why is it vital to do some planning? Why is it vital to focus on the 5 marks? And then the team discusses the questions for each part, first of all in pairs, and then as a whole group. And if you are a new plant and you've been taking seriously everything we have been saying up until now, then it will be easy. You will know your missional vision, your team will know it, it'll take you no time at all. The second part is on planning. Again, the team discusses the questions in pairs and then as a whole group. And again, if you've been taking seriously that need to plan for the whole discipleship journey, then you will know what your plan is to engage, how you're bringing encounter, how you're doing early discipleship. And again, you will know this and it will take no time at all. The third part is on priorities, and you will show this, hopefully, its aim is to show you very clearly and very graphically where the areas of strength are in your worship community and where the areas of weakness are. And you will use the descriptive statements that are in a review under each of those 5 headings and decide which statement most accurately describes most of the people in your community. Again, you'll do it in pairs and then do it as a whole group. And after you've done that and the sort of numbers are up on the flip chart or screen, whatever it is, it will be fairly clear where you are strong in these 5 marks and where you need to sort of do some work. And the question I always ask is, if you are a 2 in discipleship, what is it going to take to make that a 4 in these next 6 months? If you are a 2.5 in sort of mission, what are you going to do in these next 6 months to make it into a 4? And once a review is done, completed, I urge them to draw up a very simple development action plan, 1 page maximum, saying what that worship community is going to focus on in these next few months. And then I say to them, don't stop there. Do it again every 6 months is what I recommend. Do another review and then another one. Make it part of your pattern, part of your rhythm. Keep holding those 5 marks in view. Keep attending to them. Keep your plant, your community, whatever it is, keep it balanced. Audit them and then do something about it.